Hi, welcome to lesson 10, guitar building. We're gonna have a look at these rosettes that I made for a guitar. They're made out of rosewood, Indian rosewood, and using that laminated trimmer on the board, you can cut out the circles of different sizes, make them to the very thin. Here's some kerfing I'm making for the sides. It's very easy to do. This is mahogany that I've used, African mahogany or Honduran, take your pick. And basically you just want to cut them at, anywhere from 1/4 inch to 3/8, somewhere in there. And sometimes you got to cut them a little wider, use a heavier blade. This shows you how you can do it. Be very careful doing this, and anyway, here's the start of gluing them onto the sides. You can use one piece, but you got to bend it a bit and whatever. Sometimes these little pieces that are left over can come in handy for the tight curves. See how you're using clothes pegs to fasten it down. Clothes pegs, when you get a lot of them like that, try to get the stiffest ones that you can, and always give them a little squeeze too. And basically, once the air and the squeeze out is done, wipe the squeeze out when you can with a wet rag as you go. And by doing smaller pieces like this, it's better for the beginner. Here I've clamped it with bigger clamps in the problem areas, like at your bout and at the heel, and sometimes at the neck. I like to do it too even. Here's a whole side that's been done already. It can be done in a very short period of time. Just try to see they look reasonably, and you want to make them a little higher than the sides themselves, the finished sides. The kerfing is going to be about 3/32, something like that, 1 millimeter above the sides, so that because you're going to sand that kerfing, so when you put on a top, and same with the block and the heel, it's a little bit bigger than the sides. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier in one of the earlier lessons, and then that way you can sand an angle into it when you join the back and the top. Here's the finished product, pretty much. We've got both sides kerfed and glue's dried. So we'll leave this here for a minute, and we'll move on to something else here. Now we're going to do some bracing. There's some Sitka spruce on the top. Then we have Adirondack spruce billet in the middle, and mahogany billet on the bottom, and they're all quarter sawn, as you can see here. Not very well, sorry, I should have sanded it, but you can see the grain going up and down. You want that grain totally vertical for your braces. And you're going to be cutting your braces so that here's your plans, and it will show you all your brace thicknesses and the shape of them and everything. Get some plans, man. It's the way to do it, especially your first instrument. Once you banged off a few, you'll get an idea. Here's a little bit of mass production I have going. I will have anywhere from 20 to 100 braces that are roughly done. Here's a finished set of Adirondack spruce. They've been really shaped well, and it's a Martin style. I got them off of some Martin plans for D45 or whatever. And here's your braces in total. That's what you'll need for your total set. Pretty much everything you need is there. here we are, we're laying out some braces that I've made. I take my braces almost right down to total thickness. I've kind of got what I want already, and I go with what I got. Here I am from working all night. I cut my finger about 5 minutes after this picture. It's from working all night, so be careful, don't overdo it, because I'll tell you, that's when an accident happens, is right at the end of the night. Okay, here's our X braces. See how I cut one bit of one out and a bit of the other, and I've traced out the plan onto the guitar top itself there with that little acrylic piece of, and here it is kind of fitted together, and I've got underneath plate, which is where your strings are going to go through, the holes for your strings. Now here's one made out of Brazilian rosewood. Brazilian rosewood is a very good wood for strength, just the way the fibers seem to bond together. It's a very tough wood, and that's why it was used for years and years, eh? So anyway, I don't know why there's blackness. Sorry folks, doing this on the fly. Here it is, the piece is glued in. Basically you undermine the brace a little bit so that you can slip this this plate under the brace a hair, and here's a better picture of it. You can see how it actually goes under the brace about a millimeter at the most. So at that point the braces, they've been glued in already, and here's the plate being held in, and some other braces all being held down in a go-bar deck. This method's been around for centuries. These bars are made of fiberglass. You can get them, they're about 2 feet long, and the deck itself, I'll have to show you how to build that, I guess probably one of the next lessons here.